There's been a bunch of really good throwaways to keep us in manageable situations. So, carrying out his fakes at a higher level, he's just really treating each practice rep as a game, and that is showing up.
And with Deebo, what have you seen from him so far? And just obviously moving around a little bit, what have you seen from him?
Yeah, incredibly competitive. Anything we ask him to do, whether we put him inside or outside, he's going to go at it 1,000 miles per hour, and has an ability to separate. He's so strong, running through, can play at a high speed that guys have a hard time staying with him. So a great addition for us, just his mentality, how he's been since he got here, the competitive nature in every drill, every rep. He's the first one in line on all the receiver stuff. It's been awesome.
When Zach was in here talking about you and the work you put in here and your 3 a.m. arrival time, things like, I think he called you like a grinder. We hear players like Bobby Wagner, Jaden Daniels are here early and things like that, and players look up to them. Do you think that could carry out someone on offense, maybe a younger player seeing you here early, you watching that much film, can that maybe set the tone here?
Yeah, none of them want to be coaches, so it's more player-based. I think when they see Jaden is up here, whatever hour he gets, but early, Bobby, Zach, I think that is more impactful for those guys because you see guys that have done it at a high level, Hall of Fame players, and that's what it takes. If you want to stay in this league 10, 11, 12 years, get a gold jacket, it's going to take everything. It's a lifestyle, and when you can watch guys on your team doing it, it goes a long way.
Hey, Kliff, with Deebo, however you may use him out of the backfield and what we've seen out of Bill, how do you think that helps your potential big play potential out of the running game that maybe was lacking at times last year?
Yeah, I like the group we have. There's no doubt. Bill's had some good flashes for a young guy. We'll see as we get into these competitive periods with other teams and preseason games. But the Deebo, I remember being in Arizona, just the matchup issue where you don't know what personnel group they're in because they had McCaffrey and him, and sometimes McCaffrey was wide out, he was a running back, and vice versa. It's just you can do a lot of different things. So that, to me, is the most exciting thing when it comes to game planning and finding ways to get him touches.
And obviously, without Terry, you got other receivers who've been having more reps. For guys like Luke McCaffrey, where has his progress been since last year, since this offseason?
Yeah, that's been, if you're going to find silver linings, some of those other guys being asked to step into starting type roles, and us as coaches figuring out, hey, worst case scenario, if these two guys, Noah and Terry, got hurt, what would this look like? How would we play personnel groups? What we need to do to maximize that group? So we've been working through that, but Luke has really come a long way from last year this time to now. Just the confidence. We're playing outside a lot for necessity. I think he can play inside as well, but he's made some plays. The young kid's had his number on some plays, but it's been a good battle, and he's definitely night and day difference from what he was last year at this time.
Hey, Kliff, what do you think of Sam Hartman's camp?
Yeah, I think it's been up and down. I think he has all the ability, smart, good footwork, solid arm. Just a couple plays, got to take better care of the football. But, he didn't practice much in the spring with his arm coming back off that shoulder surgery. So he's still getting back in the rhythm. But I'm excited to watch him in preseason. I think he's the guy who's always on game day. The lights are on. He's always played his best. So I'm excited to see what he does.
Hey, Coach, I know you mentioned Bill a moment ago after Ben's question. So what have you seen so far out of the running back room?
A lot of guys that can play. I think there's probably 6 or 7 guys that'll end up being on a roster this year out of that room, which is a credit to those guys and the job Coach Lynn does with them. But, Bill, for a young guy, loves football, competes, very explosive. He got ruled ineligible at Arizona and stayed and played scout team the whole year, which is nobody would do that, So that tells you right there the type of passion he has for it, and it shows up. So that was a exciting kind of pick for us and what he's shown so far. And then Austin Eckler looks as good as ever. We got B-Rob. We know what he is. C-Rod, J-Mac, Kaz, Felton's done good. So I think there's 6 or 7 guys that are going to make rosters, and so it's been great competition in that room.
Hey, Kliff, Coach Quinn had talked about the coaches using the offseason to kind of address areas that they could maybe improve on. Were there any areas for you looking into this offseason that you wanted to improve on coming into the season?
Yeah, ball security. I think when you're playing the Eagles, I think we turned it over 9 times against them. The last 2 times we played, I'm like, we have to be better and give ourselves a chance to win. And then just really taking the next step. We got a lot of guys returning, so them understanding the offense in year 2 and really putting their own spin on it. That really makes them more comfortable, and the quarterback being in total command. I think just taking the next step, not thinking as much, and being able to execute at a high level.
Kliff, so you're going into your second season as the coordinator. Is there anything with your coaching style that you see yourself changing from last season to now this season?
I'm pretty consistent with the coaching style. I think we have a great group of assistant coaches that we all work really well together, but just making sure that we know that last year was last year and this year is a whole new year and a new group, and it's going to be a tough schedule, and kind of keeping the standard. That's the biggest deal. Last year you didn't really know what you had, and we were always the underdog, and we could just kind of take our shot at people. And this year we got to be more consistent in how we do everything, and I think that's the biggest message I'm preaching.
Having a tackle as accomplished as Laramie Tunsil out there, how much can that allow you to expand what you're trying to do offensively?
You feel really good letting him go one-on-one against most guys. So a lot of times if you might have given some sort of chip or help there with the tight end, you can just let him eat, which definitely allows you to free release some backs, get some people out. So it's, for a play designer, what we do each and every week, it definitely makes it easier.
And with Josh Connerly, what have you seen out of him so far? What do you like? What do you kind of want him to continue to work on?
Yeah, a guy who's super talented. I mean, has everything you want. He's made the adjustment from left to right tackle, and I think there's still some fundamental stuff that he's got to get used to playing over on the right side, which takes some time, but he's game. Asks great questions, studies hard, works hard, so he's pretty much right where we expect him to be.
Yeah, hey, Kliff, good afternoon. There's been a lot of guys who've talked about like feeling more comfortable in their second year with your system. From the other side of that, like how much more, or how are things different for you right now compared to a year ago? Sort of understanding the players, this whole coaching staff is back. Like how are things different for you right now?
Yeah, it's a huge jump. I think last year at this time, I don't think we'd even named a starting quarterback yet. So to go from that to where we're at, and understanding what a lot of these guys do well, like what their strengths are, how to motivate, and then just to be able to expand our offense and really get to the next level of it is exciting. We got a bunch of really high IQ football guys that are back for a second year in this offense, and so I expect us to continue to get better and really be more detailed this season.
Name a starter right now, a quarterback.
What's that?
I said, are you prepared to name a starter, a quarterback right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Jalen Lane, it seems like he's not playing like a rookie. I mean, what do you make about him?
He's been very impressive. He's a coach's kid, been around the game his entire life, and if you tell him how to do it one time, he usually nails it, and then if he makes a mistake, he'll come back and get it corrected, but super, super talented, very fast. Yeah, I've been really impressed. I don't think I could see some of those things at Virginia Tech, watching the film and getting him here in person and watching him run around and watching the coachability and the route tree that he can run. It's been really impressive.
I just have one question, just about the receiving core. I mean, obviously Terry's not out there, Noah's not out there, but beyond those two, what's your general feeling about the depth of that group?
Yeah, I think it's good competition. Like I said, if you were going to lose Noah or Terry, you got to have some guys step up, and I think we're starting to see kind of who's making plays when they're getting their opportunities and who's not. And so I like the depth. I think they can all play in this league. It's just if we got in this scenario, somebody had to step up and be kind of the bell cow, and I think we're still working through that. Thank y'all.